Welcome back to Anything You Want, the digital archive where we refuse to accept the surface-level narrative. We are the curators of the celebrity soul, looking past the flashbulbs to find the humanity hidden beneath the fame. Today, we are dissecting a moment that has not only stunned the tabloid ecosystem but has fundamentally rewritten the public perception of two of Turkey's biggest stars, Hande Erçel and Kerem Bürsin. For years, we have analyzed their chemistry, their glances, and their silence. But last night, the silence was broken, not by a scandal, but by a revelation of profound kindness. We are diving into the anatomy of a secret kept for years, a confession made on live television, and what this means for the future of their relationship. Before we unravel this tapestry of altruism, ensure you are officially part of our community. Smash that subscribe button, ring the bell to stay ahead of the news cycle, and if you value this kind of in-depth, respectful journalism, please click the join button. Your direct support allows us to keep telling stories that matter. Now, let's analyze the shockwave. The atmosphere in the studio was reportedly standard: lights, cameras, and the usual barrage of questions regarding upcoming projects and romantic entanglements. Kerem Bürsin, a man known for his composure and media savvy, was navigating the interview with his trademark charm. However, observers note a distinct shift in the room's energy. The air grew heavy, the casual banter dissolved, and Bürsin dropped the veneer of the celebrity interviewee to speak as a man who had carried a burden of silence for too long. "I've been silent for so long, but I couldn't keep quiet any longer," he declared. With that sentence, he didn't just interrupt the broadcast. He interrupted the narrative. The studio, described as having an icy tension during the build-up, suddenly became the stage for a confession of admiration. Bürsin revealed a truth that Hande Erçel had meticulously guarded: the existence of a secret scholarship fund. This was not a sudden PR stunt, but a long-term architectural plan of kindness, constructed quietly in the shadows of her massive fame. What makes this revelation so arresting is the motivation behind the secrecy. In an era where charity is often performed for the camera, where every donation is accompanied by a press release, Hande Erçel chose the path of invisibility. According to Bürsin, she has been funneling a significant portion of her earnings from every major project into a fund designed to launch the careers of young, struggling artists. Bürsin's explanation for her silence was poignant. He explained that Hande refuses to steal the spotlight from the beneficiaries. She believes that the applause belongs solely to the young talents who work for their dreams, not the benefactor who writes the check. For her, touching the lives of others isn't a form of self-promotion, Bürsin stated, his voice thick with emotion. "Perhaps that is why I love her so much." This admission transcends the typical romantic gossip. It is a declaration of respect for her character. It paints Hande not just as a star, but as a silent guardian of the arts. I want to pause here and ask you, the Anything You Want family, in today's world of social media bragging, how rare is it to find a celebrity who gives in total secret? Does this change your opinion of Hande Erçel? Let us start a meaningful conversation in the comments section below. The reaction to this broadcast was immediate and visceral. Viewers who caught the glimmer of tears in Kerem's eyes during his speech took to social media to express a collective sense of awe. The digital landscape, usually a breeding ground for cynicism, was transformed into a hall of praise. Comments flooded in, hailing Kerem's courage to speak the truth and crowning Hande as our pride. The narrative has shifted. No longer are they just the beautiful couple from the screen, they are seen as figures of substance. The phrase "there are still people like Kerem" trended, highlighting a public thirst for authenticity. By exposing her secret, Kerem didn't betray her privacy. He elevated her legacy. He showed the world that the woman they admired for her beauty should actually be admired for her soul. Following the broadcast, the world waited for a rebuttal or a confirmation. Hande Erçel, maintaining her dignified posture, let the morning pass in silence. However, as the sun rose, she posted a single, cryptic, yet deeply confirming message. Against a stark black background, the text read, "This story isn't mine, it belongs to the dreams of young people." This understated response was a masterclass in humility. By deflecting the credit back to the students, she indirectly confirmed everything Karam had said while maintaining her philosophy of invisible giving. The backstage of the magazine world began to buzz immediately. Within minutes of this post, a wave of gratitude washed over the internet. Young artists, students, and dreamers from around the globe began sharing their stories, tagging Hand with messages like, "The woman who touched our dreams." It became clear that this was not a localized act of charity, but a movement. The story refused to be contained by national borders. By the afternoon, the revelation had graced the headlines of media outlets in Spain, Italy, South America, and the Middle East. The international press, which usually focuses on her fashion or romantic life, was now discussing her philanthropy. Hand Ursul's secret scholarship plan became a global headline. Celebrities, too, joined the chorus. Famous actors on the international stage sent public messages of congratulations, with some even pledging voluntary support to the initiative. What began as a secret fund is rapidly evolving into a major international collaboration. Sources close to the actress suggest that preparations are nearing completion for an official, large-scale launch in 2025. The goal is to create a sustainable infrastructure to support art and youth, moving beyond simple donations to create a legacy. If you are inspired by this story of hidden kindness and public support, please hit the like button. It helps us spread positive news in a world that needs it. And remember, by clicking the join button, you help Anything You Want continue to produce high-quality, independent content. We appreciate every single one of you. Beyond the philanthropy, this event has offered a rare window into the dynamic between Hand and Karam. When pressed by a journalist later that day, Karam Bürsin did not retreat. He doubled down. "I witnessed her struggle. This isn't just a scholarship, it's an opportunity that will change lives. I'm proud of Hand Ursul." Fans and commentators are interpreting this not just as support, but as a definitive statement of commitment. The gossip columns are rife with speculation that this marks a new phase in their relationship, one defined by shared values and mutual elevation. It is a partnership that strengthens their individual careers rather than overshadowing them. Some insiders even whisper that this public declaration of pride is a precursor to a more serious commitment in their personal lives. It suggests a couple that is no longer hiding, but standing together in the light of their shared good deeds. As we look toward 2025, it appears that Hand Ursul is preparing to step into a new role, not just an actress, but a patron of the arts. And standing firmly beside her is Karam Bürsin, the man who refused to let her goodness remain in the dark. This story is a reminder that sometimes, the most important scripts are the ones we write for others, away from the cameras. We will be following the launch of this scholarship fund closely. When the first recipients are announced later this year, Anything You Want will be here to cover it. What do you think lies ahead for this power couple? A wedding? A global foundation? Let us know your thoughts. Until next time, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join. Thank you for watching, and remember, true influence is about how many lives you lift up, not how many likes you get.